guys, welcome back to the Messy Boots Salon. I am Kelly and I am back with a story time. So you guys, I'm just gonna pop on here and do a story time. So earlier this morning I had went to Walmart. You know Walmart. Everybody goes there. Well, I'm gonna call it Ghetto Mart. That's what I call it because certain Walmarts are very ghetto. The floors are dirty. You can never find a cart. Yeah, that's when I call it ghetto. So I went into Walmart this morning just to go in to get a few items because I was gonna cook dinner. And when I got to Walmart, for some reason, this lady, she was a younger lady, she kept yelling at her daughter. Now her daughter could not have been more than, I don't know, the girl looked like she was probably like 10, between the ages of 7 and 10. She wasn't, that old, but she looked like she was, from the ages of 7 to 10. So when I got out my car, I seen them, and she pulled in the same time I did. But when she pulled in, she was just like she was having a horrible, horrible day. She was yelling, she was cussing. I mean, it wasn't a good look. And I'm thinking, like, it's like 10 a.m. Why isn't this kid in school? That's all I kept thinking to myself. I'm thinking, like, if you're having a bad day, why you didn't send your kid to school? At least you get, 6.5 hours away from them. But so the little girl was in the car. She had 2 other kids in the car with her, but for some reason this little girl just stood out to me. And mom was looking really nice. She had nice clothes on, nice shoes, her hair was done, long nails, and the kids were looking tacky. When I say tacky, I don't even know if those clothes those kids had on were clean. Matter of fact, they weren't. They were dirty. The clothes were dirty. They were wrinkled. But I'm looking at mom. I'm like, she looking like, she club ready. So she's getting out the car. She's yelling at the kids, yelling at all of them. Get your A out this car. Get your black A on about this car. Get your dumb A on about the car. Just constantly yelling at the kids, at all 3 of them. I'm like, and I'm still thinking to myself, these 3 kids should be at somebody's schoolhouse. They should not be, with mom. She wouldn't have to worry about it if she put them on a bus and sent them to school. So she's yelling, still constantly yelling at the kids, just yelling at them, calling them. I mean, when I say calling them out their name, it was ridiculous. I can't even repeat what she was saying to these kids. You could just imagine. She was like, get your black A on out this car. Get your dumb A on out this car. Acting dumb just like your damn daddy. Just going on and on and on. And for some reason, her target was this little, I'm thinking this little girl had to be like 8, 9, 10. Her target was this one particular little girl. Now all the other kids were acting a complete fool. They running around. She put one of them in the cart. He jumped up out the cart. And I'm like, okay. And then you got, they got suckers, got candy all over their face. But the little girl was just walking right next to her mom. She wasn't doing anything. Her behavior was the best out of all of them. But the mother, her target was this little girl. Get your black A over here, your dumb self, you little stupid little N-word. I mean, it was uncalled for. Your nappy head A, looking just like your dumb daddy, just going on and on and on. And on top of that, the lady was on the phone. I don't know who she was talking to. But then she expected the little 10-year-old to keep the other 2 under control while she talked on the phone and walked around Walmart. So I'm just looking. So I seen when they came in, if you know how Walmart is set up, they walked over by the food, the produce. All I needed was some ground turkey, some corn, and some kidney beans, and some chili powder. That's all I needed because I'm gonna make chili. So I seen them go over that way. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going that way. It's too early in the morning. It's 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's too early for all that. Nobody at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning should be cussing like that. Let alone, cussing at little kids like that. So they all over there. She's still on the phone with whoever she on the phone with. And then she's still degrading this little girl. On the phone, saying, oh yeah, her little dummy, she get on my nerves and just dumb like her daddy, little stupid self, dummy. That's why she's stupid and she can't read. I'm like, you know what? I had to walk away. I walked on about the aisle. I ended up going to electronics. I didn't need anything from electronics. I just, wanted to get away. And everybody in the store standing there listening, they like looking at her and just shaking their heads. And the little girl, at this point, she just was walking with her head down. Her head was down the whole time she was walking. I mean, I didn't even see the little girl's face. I couldn't even tell you what her face looked like. I didn't even see her face. So she had her head down the whole time. And every time she would say something to her, you can like see the little girl. It's like she just kept getting smaller and smaller. It was awful the way she was talking to her. So I said, let me get from over here because I can only take so much of, that type of abuse on the child. She wasn't doing nothing. She wasn't yelling at the kids. The other ones running through Walmart, throwing stuff on the floor, knocking stuff down. She wasn't yelling at them. She was yelling at the 10-year-old. So I figured, you know what? She must have been mad at this little girl's daddy. It must have been something going on that she was mad at this little girl's daddy. So she kept yelling at the little girl. And it was like, I was over by electronics. They were by the produce. I don't know if my ears are that good or her mouth was that big. I kept hearing her yelling at the little girl. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. I said, let me get my stuff and get out of here. So when they moved out of that area, I went over there. I got my stuff. I was like, let me hurry and get my stuff and get up out of Walmart. So by the time I got up to the counter, Walmart is all self-checkout. Walmart make you feel like you work there. So I got there to self-checkout, and she's still yelling at this girl. Bring your dumb A on. Get your stupid, just so MF and dumb. Dumb AF. That's all she kept calling the little girl dumb. Get your little black A over here. Blah, blah, blah. Kept going on and on. So at this point, they were behind me. I've been doing all I can in Walmart to avoid them. Trying to stay away from them. And for some reason, it was like I was a magnet to her. She kept, every time I turn around, here they are. So she kept going on and on, yelling at this little girl, cussing her out. And she's standing in the store. Everybody that was around her, they would just move. Nobody said nothing. And I'm just looking at this little girl. She's still cussing at her, calling her dumb, talking about you so dumb, you so stupid with your little black self, and just going on and on. And it got to the point where she kept cussing at the little girl. Y'all, I don't know what came over me. I don't know what came over me. I just turned around and I just yelled, shut up! Shut the F up. Damn. Leave the damn girl alone. Shut up. That's all I did was yell shut up to her. And she just looked at me and bucked back. I'm like, shut the F up. Damn. I said, this baby can't catch a break. I was like, what has she done to you? You don't like her? I'm just like going all completely off, because what really got me was the little girl. She was standing there. Her hands was down. And when she put her head up, y'all, all I seen were these crocodile tears. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. I can't do it. Nope, nope, nope. I just hit the ceiling. I was not thinking about anything else. I'm like, will you stop yelling at her? What has she done to you? Do you hate her that bad? I said, if you don't like her, take her to her daddy. I don't know this lady. Don't know nothing about her. It's just the fact that she was yelling at that baby like that. I'm like, stop yelling at her. I said, I knew you were yelled at as a child. Stop yelling at her. Did you like when your mama used to do this to you? I said, stop yelling at her. I said, look at her. She was standing there crying, and her brothers and sisters finally stopped acting up in the store long enough to notice that the girl was crying. So the other two little kids ran over to her and they was just hugging her and they was like, "Sissy, it's okay." They took their little sleeves and they was wiping their tears. They was like, "Sissy, it's okay. Sissy, it's okay." That's all they kept saying to her. But the mom, after I yelled at her, she was like, "Who the F are you?" I said, "Look, I've been listening to you yell at this baby since you walked in this store." I said, "Shut up. Leave the girl alone. She can't catch a break. What is wrong with you? Leave her alone." I said, "Would you like somebody walking through the store, walking next to you, yelling at you like that?" I said, "Leave the girl alone." Dig. And she just like, she kind of snapped out of it. And I don't know who was on the phone with her. She was like, "Who the F is that on the phone?" And then I was like, "These people about to call the police on you. They finna call DFAX on you because you yelling at this girl like this." I said, "You forget, you in Walmart. From the time you pull up in this parking lot, they hear you. They see you." I said, "Security, what you didn't notice, security been following you around all the time, on the phone. People have had their phones out recording you the whole time." I said, "But you didn't notice that, did you?" And she didn't say anything, so she hurried up and got her stuff and they left. But it's like, it was just ridiculous the way she was yelling at that baby. Just yelling at one of them. She wasn't yelling at all of them. It was the fact that she was yelling at one of them. Like I said, y'all, that could have went all wrong for me. She could have pulled out a pow pow and I wouldn't have been even here to tell you this story. But like I said, I couldn't. It got to the point where I couldn't take it. I don't know why they kept, every time I was trying to avoid them, they kept coming by me. I'm trying to avoid them. They kept coming by me. I'm over in electronics. One little kid's running all around. I'm like, I'm trying to avoid these people and they keep coming by me. Like I said, I got to the point where I could not say anything. I couldn't. I had to just yell, just shut up, because it was getting on my nerves. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Don't nobody deserve to be yelled at the way she was yelling at that baby like that. And when I left up out of there, they said that they had called the police. And, they were going to report the incident. They was like, "Do you want to hang around?" "No, I ain't finna hang around for nothing." I said what I said. I got her to shut up. I got her to leave the little girl alone. She finally, on the way out, she was walking by the little girl. She hugged her. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Mommy, sorry." I don't know how long that's going to last. Maybe it was just for show, for the cameras to see it. But at least it got her off that little girl's case. And I honestly hope I didn't make it worse. But when I seen that baby crying, when she looked up, all I seen was just tears. And you could tell she had been crying for a while because the tears had dried up on her little face. I'm like, I couldn't even. So I don't know what happened after that. Walmart was like, "Do you want to stick around?" And no, I ain't finna stick around. I did what I had to do. I said what I had to say. I don't like getting in people's business, but it is what it is. I honestly, I don't step into people's business. I just felt like I had to say something. It was just weighing on my nerves. Like, she keep yelling at this baby, and I finally said something, which normally I don't say anything. But I did say something. Hopefully it triggered her to stop doing this. But, by the time I got ready to leave, she had already peeled out the parking lot. They got her license plates and everything. And, she scanned her little card, so they know who she is. So hopefully, things will change for that little girl, which DCFS not going to do nothing anyway. We see they don't do much anyway. But you guys, that is my story time. I gave your girl 4 little quick braids, which, like I said, I'm happy that situation didn't go left on me, because it could have just went totally left and I wouldn't be standing right here today. But like I said, I had to say something. I could not say nothing. So you guys, thank you for watching. You're at my Messy Boots Salon. I gave my girl 4 little braids, and this is the neatest I've ever done 4 braids. So you guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.